Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Patrick Lorienti, your Colorado real estate expert, helping you guys make smart real estate decisions. In these lives, we're going to go over market metrics, showing you the latest Denver market trends and insights that are going to set you up for success in your home buying or selling journey. Guys, if you're here live, let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you guys have any questions, we'll answer those live. And if you're catching this on the replay, still ask your questions. We'll get to them on next live. First up, guys, Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I don't know about you, but all my family lives here in Colorado for the most part. And we got 3 different Thanksgiving dinners and lunches. I'm thrilled. I don't know what you guys have going on, but I'm wishing you the best Thanksgiving ever. And, I kind of wish it was Christmas, because if you look outside, especially for those of you out of state, we're getting some snow. We're getting some snow in here. And it's actually a decent little snow. Now, granted, I think we'll likely have this melted within the next day or two. That's one of the beauties of Colorado, is you get a snow like this, and then the next day or two, it's all gone, generally speaking, unless it's a really, really heavy, bad snow. And this one is actually a decent one, but it should be gone here soon. Guys, let's dive in. I'm going to show you some key market metrics, some of the trends that I'm seeing align here. And then we'll get to our topic of the day, which is new builds and it being one of the best times to buy, period. Like, I bought a home in September. If I waited for the perfect timing, maybe I would have done like October through December, because we're in that buying season, and for a good reason. Let's dive in, show you some market stats, and give you guys some insight as to what this market is doing. We'll go from there. All right, so we've got stats lined up here. First one we're going to go over is the average price per week. What's really cool about the way my data sets work here is we could look at pricing from 2021 to 2024. As you can see, there was a huge increase of home values, and look at all the equity that the homeowners are sitting on when they bought in 2021 to now. It's all this white area right here. This is all equity because they bought their house down here and they could sell it for up here. Now, if we look closer to 2022 and then 2023, you see that pricing, depending on the season you're selling in, has increased. But for the most part, we're seeing a little bit of stability here. Now, we're definitely up from 2022, especially through week 40 to 50. This is good. We want a little separation here. We want our homeowners to get some appreciation. But in 2023, we're about even. As long as this holds a little bit strong here, we should end the year over year with appreciation for all homeowners. Going on to new listing comparison, we're slightly over. As you guys know, because if you've been joining my lives, you know inventory in this market is higher than it's really been for the last 10 years or so. And so you're seeing new listings. And so if we think about inventory being high, then that means new listings coming to the market should also be high. And so what we're looking at here is 2023 to 24, and we're outpacing for the most part all year, except this area here, and just this week here with new listings. Now, what's interesting to likely most of you is that seasonally, this is expected. So it's not interesting to me, but you see a drop off in inventory and new listings going all the way into December. Hint, hint, this is why it's a really good time to buy. I'll explain that more here shortly. But as you're seeing, we're starting to take more pace of 2023 here, and there'll be less of a separation in terms of more new listings in 2024 than there were 2023. But if we look at data, you would have seen more new listings. Let's clean this up just a little bit. In 2021 than there were 2024. That's because the market was roaring. And so even though you're seeing a little drop off here in 2021, because there were such low interest rates, really there's never a bad time to list, relatively speaking. Next up, we're going to go under contract by week. We're still seeing more homes go under contract than previously in 2023. This is, I would say, relatively optimistic sign. That means buyers are being quite resilient. Even with interest rates up, we're still seeing them put homes under contract, and we're trending quite well here in the latter end of the year. Now let's compare that to 2022. We're even a little bit above 2022's activity. 2021, there's no way. I didn't check this before this video, but I don't think there's any way we're outpacing 2021. And let's see if I'm right. No way. Look at the gap. Now, this is the amount of homes going under contract per week. The reason there's such a big separation here, this guy's like, interest rates were at like 2.75. Of course, more people were putting homes under contract, and same for 2022. You saw this big gap. Now, this was the pre-pandemic market where it wasn't all that big a separation. There was, but not all that big. We went to a shutdown here, so you see a big drop in activity, and then interest rates dropped, and everyone was buying homes. But relatively speaking, from last year to 2022, we're looking good. We're outpacing really 2022 and 2023 from week 37 on. So that's good. That means buyers are buying homes in this market. As we look to sold homes by week, this is the amount of homes that are actually selling. We are almost exactly where 2023 was. I would say my guess is if you looked through all of the data, we're probably up a little bit in 2024, but not all that much. And a lot's going to depend on this last couple of weeks right here in terms of how many homes sold as opposed to 2023. 2022, we saw more homes sell. That's right, because we had a historic low of volume, the amount of homes that had sold in 2023, and we should see a little uptick here in 2024. Moving along, guys, this stat right here is so important to both a buyer and seller. As you can see, this is list to contract by week. So this is when you put a sign in your yard, how long is it going to take you in order to sell your house? Well, as you can see, week 1 of the year, we're at all-time highs. Week 2, it drops. 3, it drops. 4, it drops all the way going into about week 20 to 30, and then you start to see the climb. Now, why is this? What's happening here, and why is this so important? Guys, it's so important because this is a measurement of how hot the market is. It's telling you how long it's going to take you before you put a sign in your yard to getting a buyer to offer and put your house under contract. As you can see, this spring season, the market's really hot. And so it takes less time to sell your home, meaning more buyer competition. And this is a great time to sell. Whereas for buyers, you could see it's less buyer competition. It's taking sellers longer to sell their home. And this is a great time to buy because you have less competition and the market's more favorable to buyers. Now, what's interesting here is we've got a fairly big gap of separation between 2023 and 2024, almost identical going into about week 20, but then you saw inventory rise. And so more options for buyers leads to longer days on market. And that's why you're seeing such a big separation here. So this will come back to, I'm going to mark this on my notes for you guys. We're going to come back to this because I think this might be an indication of what we can see in the spring as we kind of maybe predict what's going to happen in 2025. A couple more stats here, and then we'll get into some fun stuff. Checking comments, no comments, all good. If you guys are tuning in, let me know where you're coming from. I'd love to hear from you. Let's go back to sharing the screen. Oh, we are. Okay. So couple last stats. So if we're looking at, we want to look at weekly showings. Yes, weekly showings per year. Guys, what's so interesting here is if we back out 22 and 23, you can see this blue trend line trending the market in 2020, 2021, 19, and 18, where rates were really good. Why is that? Why are we getting the amount of showings we were experiencing in 2020, in 2021, some of the hottest markets in history, and we're so far off from the total amount of showings per week from 2022 to 2023? It's because we have a ton of pent-up buyer demand. That's what this means. That means there's a lot of showings happening, even in light of higher interest rates. I think you had some suppression of buyers here, buyers that were on the fence, not buying, as we just talked about with the historic lows of actual homes sold in 2023. And so I think you're getting a lot of buyers, one, entering the market, and then those who didn't buy in 2022 and 23 because of interest rates being high, they're out looking at homes. Now, what's interesting is showings per listing. Even though we have this many more showings per listing is about the same as 22 and 2023. And I think that's probably because we have an increase in inventory. I'll explain that here shortly. And last but not least, even with this amount of showings, you're still relatively low in amount of showings that an average listing gets per week. And we're at all-time highs in terms of how many showings it takes to get under contract. So as a seller, this is important to you because this is going to be an indication of how many showings you need to expect before getting a contract. Buyers, this is great for you because this is saying that it's taking the sellers a lot of showings before they go under contract, meaning you might have leverage and the ability to negotiate in your favor. Now we're going to look lastly at inventory. And as you can see, there's a huge gap here, guys. There's tons of inventory. So quick prediction for 2025. And then I'll get into just some market insight in terms of new builds and why this is the greatest time to buy. Well, I think prediction wise, even though you have a lot of inventory here, you've got a ton of pent up demand from these showings. And if we see interest rates drop, I think you're going to see even more buyers enter the market. You're going to see more contracts being had on homes, and you're going to see a really hot spring season. Now, if this inventory increases further beyond what it is right here, we're starting to see a cool down, which is good. Historically, we see inventory tend to decline, as you can see by these graphs, going into December. That's good. We want inventory to come down because you're going to see an acceleration of inventory here in the spring season. And if we're seeing all that much more over 10,000, if you get into that 15 to 16,000 plus amount of homes available in Denver, we're going to start entering more of a buyer season, more of a buyer's market. But if we can kind of keep this good equilibrium here with the pent-up buyer demand, I think we're going to see a really strong spring season. All right, no more sharing. Oh, yes, share. I want to show you guys some new build insights. Incredible incentives. Guys, I'm like incredible incentives. Now is the time to buy, period. If you can help it, if you can do it, if your lifestyle and life circumstances align to where you can buy in the next month, please go out and look at new builds. And the reason being is I'm going to show you here in just a sec. They have incredible incentives. Incredible incentives. Let's show you real quick. Now, these are just a couple of my builders. But if we look at Dreamfinders Homes, the countdown is on. The Gold Key annual savings event is almost over. 3, 2, 1. Look at this gorgeous house. And guys, we have interest rates starting at 2.99. Oh my goodness. You can't find that anywhere else, right? An incredible opportunity to buy a brand new house at an interest rate you just can't find anywhere else. If we look at KB Homes, you can see right here, this was $606,000. Now it's $575,000, and they're including a $10K incentive for the lender. This one was $558,000, and now it's $500,000, a $58,000 reduction in purchase price. And guys, now is the time where new builds will negotiate. And so it's an incredible time to buy. One of my favorite builders, Meritage Homes. I'm not going to show you their inventory list because that's exclusive, but some of their incentives are off the charts as well. I was looking before this video, and we're seeing upwards of $30,000 to $70,000 to $80,000 off of purchase price, plus lender incentives. Some lender incentives going from $10,000 to $30,000. Guys, now's the time. If you can help it, you want to buy between now and December. If you have to, even January, you should see some good incentives. But the builders are wanting to get these standing inventory homes that are already built. They're just sitting there waiting for a buyer. They want to get those off the books. They want to sell those as soon as possible. And so because of that, they're willing to negotiate more than they might be in springtime. 100% more than in springtime, but even in January, February, it's a new year. They have less pressure to make the numbers look great for their shareholders. Guys, now is the time to buy. New build incentives are off the chart. If you guys have any questions, whether you're buying here in Colorado or not, reach out to your agent or reach out to me. Here's my number, 303-332-1400. 1108. Guys, if you're looking to buy or sell here in Colorado, reach out to me directly. I'm here to help you make a smart move and get you the best deal possible. Again, 303-332-1108. Guys, don't forget to subscribe for weekly updates. We're going live every Wednesday to do market metrics to help you guys understand the market and then ultimately make a smart real estate decision for yourself and your family if you're buying with your family, or if it's just you. Guys, these market insights are invaluable. And I hope that I'm distilling them down into a way that is easy to understand. It's not way over your head, that some economists like to speak in terms that don't even make sense. And ultimately, you guys are going to be very, very well poised and savvy when entering a market and buying and selling. Now, for those of you who are looking to sell your home and buy a new home, I'm coming out with a new five series, a new series of 5 videos that's going to walk you through the exact process to take the guesswork out of selling your home and buying a new home. Guys, once you're done with this video series, you're going to know exactly what to do, what to expect, and how to set yourself up for success even before you call me, even before you call your agent. And ultimately, we're going to experience a scenario where you guys are coming to the table very well prepared, which is going to create less stress for you, make the process more seamless, and ultimately lead to you guys making the right decisions for yourself, not feeling rushed into anything, not getting into something you don't want to be in, and having buyer's remorse, but really setting a good solid foundation so that you can sell your house successfully, move into the house that you've always wanted to move in, and upgrade into the perfect scenario. So guys, be sure to subscribe, like the video if you've enjoyed the content. And again, reach out to me with any questions, 303-332-1108, or email me. This is easy, guys. Patrick@coloradohomerealty.com. And that is it for today. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. So grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for the support of the channel. And I can't wait to GM with you on the phone when you guys are ready to brainstorm and ideate around what you guys are doing for your next move. Cheers.